Good morning, everybody. Let's find your way into a comfortable seat. Sit up nice and tall. Just placing your hands either into your lap or resting your wrists on your knees. Now close your eyes. And in this moment, go within, finding that place of inner quiet. Somewhere that you might feel a deeper connection to the inner self. Let go of any thoughts and begin to observe the breath. The inflow of your inhalations and outflow of your exhalations. And allow yourself to go deeper. Feel more relaxed and comfortable and at peace. Take a deep inhale through your nose for 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the top. And then exhale out of your nose for 3, 2, 1. Pausing at the bottom. Inhale through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Hold it at the very top for 1 moment. And then begin to exhale through the nose for 3, 2, 1. One last time. Inhale through the nose. 3, 2, 1. Pause. And then begin to exhale for 3, 2, 1. Good. Now continue this breath on your own, maybe extending it for another count or several counts. But try and make your breath equal with one another, the inhalations and exhalations. Or maybe even try and make the exhalations 1 count longer, letting go a little bit more than you take in. Blink your eyes open and place your hand over towards the right. Inhale the left arm up overhead. Draw the shoulder blade down the back. Gaze up or towards the left if possible. Ground through the left sits bone. And just open up along left side body. Bend into the left elbow, grabbing for the back of your skull, just behind the right ear. And with that grip, just tugging away from your spine, releasing any tension in the back of your neck. Not too aggressive. Just holding your head up. And then maybe the right fingers walk over towards the right a little bit more and you bend into the right elbow, if you have the space. Keep breathing in and out through your nose. And take 1 more deep inhale. And then exhale your way back to center. Placing the left hand over towards the left. Inhaling the right arm up Gaze comes up. Bring your shoulder away from the ear. And stretch up through the right fingertips, closing the fingers together like a swimmer, maybe even angling the palm of the hand back towards the back of your space. Then bend into the right elbow, grab for the back of your skull, and maybe bend into the left elbow, coming deeper into that side body stretch along the right side. Notice if you're holding on to your hips at all. Can you see if you can release tension through the fronts of your hips, your hip flexors? Keep angling the elbow up towards the sky, maybe even chest face towards the ceiling. One more breath. And then exhale, come back to center. Bring your arms up overhead, palms face towards each other, shoulders down your back. Deep inhale here. And then exhale, cactus your arms towards the sides, elbow in line with the shoulders, just palms face forward. Take a deep inhale, filling up the lungs, and then exhale, twist towards the left. Keeping a nice long spine, lift up through the crown of your head. One more inhale, one more exhale to twist. It maybe won't be your deepest twist yet today, but that's okay. Inhale, come back to center. Deep breath here. And then exhale over towards the right. Pressing the navel in towards the spine, twisting from the low back and then thoracic back. And then your neck maybe turns a bit towards the right more. One more exhale to twist, and then inhale, bring it back to center. Deep inhale here, and then exhale, spin the insides of your elbows up and the backs of your hands down. Gaze comes up, lifting the chest towards the ceiling. Two more deep breaths here. Backs of the hands spin down. One more inhale. And exhale. Come to center. Make your way into a tabletop position. And stack your shoulders over your wrists and hips over your knees. And once you're there, start to roll out the shoulders over the wrists, the hips over the knees, maybe swaying the hips from side to side, peeking over your right shoulder, trying to find your right hip for a breath, and then the other side. And then allow that movement to get bigger, circling the hips all the way forward over the knees and then back, hovering over the heels. Keeping the core nice and stable here until we move forward and then start to work into the sides of your ribs. Noticing if there's any spaces that might feel stiff this morning. Start to incorporate some cat-cows and keep the breath alive. Really explore the body. And eyes can be closed. There's not a whole lot to see right now. I'm just trying to move more intuitively. Recognizing spaces that we might want to work on opening up. So make your way back to a tabletop position. Staring down in between the hands, pressing the mat away, fingers wide, and then tuck your toes under. Lift up your knees, and just hover the knees 1 inch off of the mat. Keep the core engaged. Deep breath in through the nose. And then as you start to exhale, start to make your way into a downward facing dog, lifting the hips high. Bringing the chest through the arms and allowing the head to hang heavy. Now here in your down dog, start to pump out the legs, straightening through one leg, bending through the other. And then switch. And then switch. And one last time. And then as you make your way back to a static down dog, press into your knuckles, index finger pressing forward. Again, letting the head to drop so that you're staring in between your legs, or maybe even up towards your hips, anything but in between your hands, because then you're cranking your neck forward. Wrap the triceps down and feel your shoulder blades lifting away from the ears. Knees can be bent here. Keep the legs engaged. One more full deep breath in. Exhale out of the nose. And then come up high onto the toes and drop your heels over towards the right. Getting into the left side body. Keep pushing the hips back towards where the ceiling and the back wall behind you meet. Inhale, come back up onto the toes, heels lift high. And then exhale, heels go over towards the left. Feel for an opening along right side body. And try and angle that left hip back. Come up onto the toes. And then exhale, push the heels down into the mat. It's okay if they never actually meet the mat. A standard downward facing dog. Look forward between the hands and take little steps towards the front of your space. Take your time, no rush. And once you're there, measure out about hips width distance with the feet, and then grab for opposite elbows. Keep a bend in the knees and just sway from side to side. Allow your hips to propel your upper body back and forth like a pendulum. Crown of the head just pulling further towards your mat. And then allow the hands to drop towards your mat. Inhale for halfway lift, putting more weight into your toes so that hips can stack over heels. One inhale. And then exhale, fold forward, hinging at the hips. Bend into the knees and slowly start to roll up into a standing position. Keep the chin tucked in towards your chest until the very last moment. When you get about 3/4 of the way to standing, straighten through the legs. And then roll the shoulders down your back. Lift the chin up. And then inhale the arms up overhead. Palms face towards each other. Bring your elbows to the same length or the same level as your shoulders. Take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, twist towards the left. Keeping hips nice and stable. We're going to take a full breath in through the nose. And then exhale out of the nose to twist deeper. Pressing in through the core. Inhale back to center. And then exhale over towards the right. Keep equal weight pressing into the feet. Right hip pushing forward, left hip pushing back, while your right elbow is pushing back behind you, left inner elbow forward. One more inhale through the nose. Exhale to twist. Bring it back to center. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale for a slight back bend here. Gaze comes up. Maybe a slight bend in the knees will allow you to go back. Try and trust yourself. One more inhale. Exhale. Come back to center, arms reach up overhead, palms face towards each other. And then exhale, really hinge from the hips. Think about hinging from the hips, back straight, knees can be bent, but keep your spine nice and long. Forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Combined at those two words. Exhale, fold. Now here, keep weighting to the right foot, lift up the left and cross it in front of your right foot so that your pinkies on your toes are almost touching, or maybe they are touching. That's great too. Put your hands out in front of you and shift weight into the toes so that your hands are supporting you below your shoulders. Hips as far over your heels as you can get them. Try and elongate through the collarbones. And if you feel like you're hyperextending that right knee, take a slight bend, like a micro bend in your right knee. But try and get the left leg as straight as possible. Take one inhale here. And then exhale, start to walk your hands over towards the left. And then once you're here, maybe you can bend into the elbows more, trying to hinge forward, feeling a nice stretch along the side of your right leg and an opening along right side body. Inhale, halfway lift and bring your hands back under you towards center. Unwrap the legs, bringing the left foot underneath the left hip, and then cross the right foot in front and next to the left foot on the left. Inhale, halfway lift. And then exhale, fold forward. Allow the head to drop. Really keep squeezing your belly button in towards the chest and think about the hinge coming from the hips. Inhale, halfway lift, long spine. About 2 full breaths here. Gaze is down in between the hands or out past the fingertips. Keep pushing the right hip back, left hip forward. And then start to walk your hands over towards the left. Hinging down from the hips. One more deep inhale and exhale. And then walk your way back to center, uncross the legs, and just fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Plant the hands down, step the feet back so that you're in an upper push-up plank position. Inhale to push the mat away, exhale, lower down halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog or low cobra. Low cobra, hands, tops of the legs down, elbows bent in towards the body, chest up. Or if you're going for the upward facing dog, tuck your toes under, lifting up the thighs. One more exhale here. And then bring your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale your right leg up and back. Go for length more than height. Really pressing through the right heel. One deep inhale here. And then exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest. Shoulders over the wrists, round the spine, tuck the chin. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest. Try and keep the right heel lifted up into the right glute. And then inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring it in. Start to straighten through the right leg and plant the right foot in between the hands. Come up onto the fingertips and just bounce the hips up and down. This runner's lunge. Try and get real natural. Get any robotic movements out of your body. Just bounce your hips like a basketball, up and down. And then on your upswing, plant your hands further forward, send weight into the right foot, and then lift up the left leg. Try and get your heel in line with, or your left heel in line with your left hip. Right knee can be bent, or you can straighten it out, depending on how open you are, where your level is. And so this is a supported warrior 3 pose. Use your fingertips to grasp the ground below you and pull your chest forward. You're pushing through the crown of your head forward and through the back of, through the heel backwards. One more inhale. And then exhale, step the foot back. Plant your hands down, lift up the right foot, and come into 3-legged dog. Now externally rotate the left or the right hip so that the right toes can face over towards the right of your space. Now bend into the right knee and open through that right hip. Find even distribution through your hands, leveling out through your shoulders, pulling right armpit towards the left heel. One deep inhale here, and then exhale, downward facing dog. Take an inhale in through the nose, and exhale through the nose. Inhale the right leg or the left leg up and back. Take one deep inhale, and then exhale, bringing the knee in towards the chest. Round through the spine, press the kidneys up towards the ceiling. Inhale, 3-legged dog, bring it back. Exhale, bring the knee in towards the chest. Arch the back. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Exhale, bring it in towards the chest. Really use your strong core to bring the foot forward. If you have to help your foot forward between the hands, that's perfectly okay. Come up onto the fingertips, runner's lunge. Bring a soft bend into the right knee and bounce the hips up and down. And then on your upswing, pause here and bring your hands forward, and then lift up the right foot so that it's somewhat in line with the right hip, bringing the right hip down so that it's in line with the left. Gaze is down. A 3-pointed stance here. Really use not only your left foot gripping into the mat, but also your fingertips gripping the floor in front of you to help keep you stable. About one more deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, send the right toes back. Plant the hands, framing the left foot. Pick that left foot up, try and get no drag on the floor, and then lift it into 3-legged dog. Externally rotate the left hip, bend into the knee. And just feel for an opening on your left hip. Keep that right heel pressing in towards the mat. One deep inhale to lift the left knee higher. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up and back. Bring the foot in between your hands. Come down onto the left knee and keep the left toes tucked under. Inhale the arms up overhead. Palms face towards each other, biceps by the ears. One deep inhale here. Exhale, cactus through the elbows. One more inhale. And then exhale, twist towards the left. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist towards the right. Inhale, back to center. And then exhale, plant the left hand down. Right arm comes up towards the sky, opening up towards the side of your space. Inhale through the right fingertips. And now you can stay here, or if you want more, then start to lift up the left knee, straightening through the left leg, keeping the left heel stacked over the left toes. Bring the left shoulder further towards the right knee, and then start to angle the right arm parallel with the ground. Try and gaze back towards the right thumb, and then maybe come up onto the left fingertips. And then if you're ready for more, start to push your way towards the back of the room, stacking your ribs over your hips for a revolved warrior two. Palms face towards the side of your space. Try and keep a deep bend in that right knee. And it's okay if the left knee is bent as well. One more exhale to twist open. And then on your inhale, swing both hands forward into a high lunge. One deep inhale here. And then exhale, cactus through the elbows. Inhale here. Exhale, twist towards the right. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, twist towards the left. Inhale to center. Straighten through the arms. Gaze comes up. And then on your exhale, put the sole of your left foot down towards the mat and open up into your warrior two. Try and open up the hips towards the side of your space. Really opening up along the inner thigh on your right leg. It's an external rotation of the right leg and an internal rotation of the left hip. Flip the right palm up, reach forward, and then reverse your warrior. Left hand coming to your calf or your thigh, or you can wrap it around your back. One more inhale here. And then exhale, bring the right forearm to the right thigh and lift up the left arm. Side angle. Take a deep inhale here. And then exhale, sweep the left fingertips forward towards the front of your space. Extended side angle. Again, that palm of the left hand face towards the right side of your space. Keep pressing into the knife edge of the left foot. Lifting up on that arch, keeping a nice strong leg. One inhale here. And then exhale. Face your front body towards the ground. Come up onto the left heel. Plant your hands. And then either travel through a flow or bring it back to downward facing dog. Inhale, the left leg up and back. Exhale, bring it through between the hands. Come down onto the right knee, keeping the toes tucked. Inhale, arms reach up overhead. Draw the shoulder blades down your back. Push those hips forward, pulling right hip forward, left hip back. Inhale. And then on your exhale, cactus through the arms. Keeping the chest lifted, inhale. And then exhale towards the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale towards the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, back bend. I actually don't remember if we did this on the other side. We're going there now. Inhale back to center. Now plant your right hand down and reach your left arm up towards the sky. Just low lunge twist. But if you'd like to do more, and if you did it on the other side, straighten through the right leg. Again, twisting from the low spine. As you're ready, start to angle the left fingertips towards the back of your space, coming up onto right fingertips. And as you find your stability, if you feel like you're pretty unstable, you can walk the left foot over towards the left more. And then start to rise up into a revolved warrior two. Lower body is in a high lunge type of position, or a double bent leg lunge. And upper body is twisting open. It's a bit of a balance challenge, so try and find a point of focus, whether that's somewhere on the ground or on the wall, or staring back at the left thumb. It's going to be more challenging if you're staring backwards, but I know you're strong and open to pushing yourselves, finding that edge. One more exhale to twist, and then sweep both fingertips forward and up towards the front of your space, high lunge. Inhale, and then exhale, cactus through the elbows. Inhale here for expansion, and then exhale, twist open towards the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale towards the left. Inhale back to center. Straighten through the arms, and then ground through the sole of the right foot, finding a warrior two stance. Ground through the feet, and feel as though you're scrunching your mat inward towards each other, activating some muscles in your legs that we don't always know are there until we do a yoga practice like this or another workout, and you're like, oh wow, I haven't felt that in a while. Flip the left palm up towards the sky, reach forward, and then reach up and back with the right hand. Bringing the left shoulder away from the left ear. Gaze comes up if it's available. Keep that lunge in the right and the left knee. One more inhale. And then exhale, forearm comes to the left thigh. Right arm reaches up, side angle. Keep tucking your tailbone down towards the right heel. And feel for an opening along the front of that right hip. On your next inhale, swing the right fingertips forward towards the front of the space. Extended side angle pose. One more inhale here. And then exhale. Both hands come down. Pick up that left foot. And either go through a flow or downward facing dog. You know your practice more than me, so make a choice that you're comfortable with. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale out of the mouth. Let's do that one more time. Inhale through the nose and audible exhale. Good. Shift your weight forward into an upper push-up plank position and slowly lower down so that the entirety of your body, front side body, is on the ground. Tops of the feet and toes pressing in towards the mat. And really try and get your pinky toes to press in towards the mat. Even if you, and to do this, you might have to lift up the legs and feel for that internal rotation of both hips so that we can ground through the tops of your feet. Bring your hands out to the length of your mat, coming up onto the fingertips, elbows pressing up towards the sky. Take a deep inhale and push the mat away with your hips and weight into your toes, elevating through the chest. Gaze comes forward, and then exhale, chest comes down. Inhale, lift up, and exhale. recline down. Keep the strong legs. Inhale. Notice if you're feeling any crunching in your low back. Can you send the effort to the mid back and to your glutes so that you can share the strain? Exhale on the way down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, come all the way down. Now bring your arms out like a T, palms face down. Forehead comes to the mat. Bring the toes together to touch. And then inhale, lift the legs, lift the arms, lift the shoulder, lift the head. And then send your hands towards your hips, palms face down. Keep lifting up through the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades behind you. Really go for that length, pushing out through the crown of your head and pulling back with the toes. And then lift higher. Try and go for length first and then lift. Little sips of air here. Length and then lift and length and lift. And then come all the way down. Flip the palms up so that your shoulder blades can melt away from one another. Take a slight bend in the elbows and turn one cheek to the mat. Come back to counting your inhalations and exhalations. Feel for your heartbeat pressing in towards the mat. Being completely in this present moment. So in your body and out of your mind. Bring your forehead to your mat or face back to the center. And now you can either do the same pose that we just did, that super yogi lotus variation, or we can go for Dhanurasana, which is upward facing bow pose. So if you're doing the first pose, go ahead and go there now. But if you'd like to see or experience the second pose, start to bend into the knees, keep the head down, and start to grab for your ankles or tops of your feet or your shins if you have a lot of space. Now getting your hands there, wrapping your hands on the outer ankles, that will already start to lift your shoulders up off of the mat. Keep the gaze down, keep the knees together so that they're just about touching, and then start to kick into your hands, and your kick will drive the back bend. Keep your feet flexed and look forward. Keep kicking through your feet like you're pressing into somebody's hands on your shins, and you want to keep pressing them back, and then lift the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling. Little sips of air here. Don't forget to breathe. One more inhale to lift, and then exhale. Bring the other cheek or ear towards the mat, or just forehead towards the mat like I'm doing, and relax. Going from 100% effort to 0% effort in no time at all. Allowing fresh blood flow to circulate through the body. And send your breath into those places that we're working when we have a longer pose. Really be intentional with the breath and imagine that you're creating more space in your back, in your glutes, the strong muscles of your legs. Now start to walk your hands underneath your shoulders, and then Bring your elbows underneath your shoulders, like a Sphinx position. Again, gripping your hands on your mat, pulling towards your body, elbows pulling in back towards your hips so that you can feel for that opening along your chest. Start to walk your left hand forward so that you're straightening through the left elbow. Start to feed the right hand underneath the space of the left arm, palm face up, and then start to allow your upper body to fall forward. Now the left elbow can bend and your forehead can come onto the left forearm. Or if you'd like a deeper stretch into the left shoulder as well, simultaneously, and walk your left hand over towards the right, both palms face up, and then allow the chest to hang heavy on your arms. Just getting deeper into the outer shoulders, rotator cuff. One more deep inhale. And then exhale through the nose. Start to walk the left hand forward, unravel the right arm, sending that forward as well. We're just going to switch the grip. Opposite arm on top. And again, you can do a single armed stretch, or you can go for double. Just allowing some time on both sides. To open up a part of the body that you don't always give attention to throughout normal day-to-day activities. Take about 2 more deep breaths here. Eyes either closed or a soft gaze at maybe one square of your mat, keeping yourself present in your space. One deep breath in through the nose. And exhale out the nose. Start to walk the right hand forward. Unravel. And then send the left arm like a T out towards the left. Bring the right hand underneath the right shoulder and start to work your way onto the left side. Once you're here, maybe the right foot comes behind you, bringing the toes or the sole of the foot to the ground. And it's okay if the foot never actually reaches the ground. This is just a nice stretch on the inner part of your shoulder. Depends on how your flexibility is. And just a pro tip, if you plan on doing this type of stretch on your own, with your arm out like a T, it gets more of a stretch into your shoulder. But if you'd like a stretch into the chest, cactus through the left arm, and then rock your way back. I know my chest muscles tend to get tighter, so that one is certainly something that I try and work on. One more exhale. And then come back to center, bringing the right arm out long like a T. Like a straight line from the shoulder. And then rock onto the right side, bringing the left toes on the outside of the right leg behind it. Take about 2 more deep breaths. And then roll all the way back to your belly. Press weight into your hands. And lift up onto your heels. Once you're here, sit to one side. I'm going to bring my hips to the center of the mat if you want to do so as well, so that eventually when we recline backwards, your head can be on your mat. Start to shift your weight back into your hips, lifting up the shins, keeping the feet flexed, heels in line with the knees, or maybe even extending through the legs. Arms come out beside you. Plug the tops of the arm bones back into the shoulder socket. Lift up through the chest, palms face up, engage that core. If this is too much too, then you can lift or bring the heels down onto the mat. But again, try and push yourself. But allow yourself to take a step back when you need it. Keep breathing in and out through the nose. Deep inhale here, bring the knees in towards the chest, and then exhale, lower, lengthen, and hover the upper body and lower body off of the mat. Inhale back to center. Exhale, lower down. Canoe. Inhale, back to center, knees in towards the chest. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift, squeezing the shoulder blades down. Exhale, canoe. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, one more time down. Inhale, lift up. And then exhale, bring the feet on the mat. Bring the soles of the feet together to touch so that the knees splay out wide. Interlace your fingers around the feet. Inhale to ground through the sits bones and pull up through the crown of the head. And then exhale, straight back, hinge forward from the hips. Now you might not get far without starting to round through the spine, and that's okay. Just stay where you can with a straight spine. If you'd like to take it a step further and have kind of an assist in externally rotating the hips, try and flip the soles of the feet up towards the ceiling, like you're opening a book. And this will aid in the external rotation that we're trying to make here. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, round through the spine this time, just allowing the head to hang heavy. Take a deep breath into your low back. Take a deep breath into the middle of your back, feeling your ribs expand away from one another. And then another breath. Send that in towards the upper back. Get expansive. And then take one final breath into the entirety of your backside body. And see if your forehead made it a little bit closer towards the ground or your feet. Just in those intentional inhalations and exhalations. Start to work your way back up to a seated position, planting the soles of your feet onto the ground. Bring your arms out in front of you and slowly start to hinge back, keeping the core engaged. There will be a moment when your feet want to lift off of the mat, but keep reminding them to press down. Keep a straight spine, but eventually you'll have to round down. And your backside body will meet the mat. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Rock from side to side. Maybe draw some circles with the knees. And then bring the soles of your feet down. Cross the right ankle on top of the left thigh. And then press the right hand into the right knee, pressing it away from you, opening up the right hip. And then start to, where your feet are, start to rotate through the hips over towards the left. So that right sole of the foot might eventually come down onto the ground. And just take your time. Left hand can grab for the right ankle. And then right arm out towards the right of your space. Gaze out towards the right. Try and ground through the right shoulder as much as you can. Check in with your breath. Make sure that you're still intentionally breathing in this more of a passive pose. And as you're ready, start to bring the left knee over towards, on top of the left ankle. Uncross your legs. Maybe press your hips up to adjust underneath you. And then bring the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Push the left knee away from you. Again, keeping your left foot flexed to protect your knee. And then slowly make your way over towards the left. Gaze over towards, feet over towards the right. Gaze over towards the left. And the gaze is soft or eyes closed. And start to make your way back to center. Again, pressing into the heels, lifting up the hips. One last time, replace them back down onto the mat, and then extend through your legs. Giving your heels a nice tug forward. Bringing the hands out by your sides, palms face up. Take one last deep breath in through the nose. Hold it at the top. Open your mouth and softly exhale. Releasing any type of breath control and simply allowing the body to breathe itself. Close the eyes down if you haven't already. Final Shavasana, corpse pose. Can sound a bit morbid. What it really means is death of the physical. That there is so much more to us than just our bodies. Start to wiggle through your fingers and toes. Send breath back into your body. Roll out the ankles and the wrists. Rocking the head from side to side, giving the back of your head a bit of a massage. Bring your arms up overhead, giving yourself a nice long stretch. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. And either start to rock up and down from tailbone in between your shoulders, or roll to one side of your mat, passing through a fetal position. And then eventually making your way up to a seated pose, right where we started class. And with the soft gaze or closed eyes, bring your hands to heart center. Take a moment to appreciate yourself and taking time out of your day to make it to your mat. Honor your practice. And remember to use your breath as a tool throughout your day to come back to the present moment and to keep conscious. Thank you so much. Namaste.